Now, ladies and gentlemen, within the next 24 to 48 hours, CSGO will most likely cease to exist. That, of course, making way for CS2 to fully release. Now, this is something the majority of players are excited but also extremely scared for, in a good way. We've been waiting the past 5-ish years for Source 2 to fully release, now being Counter-Strike 2, and we just hope all goes well. With leaks, data mines, shadow updates, and tweets from Valve themselves over there on CS2's Twitter, everything has pointed at tomorrow, September 27th, that being on a Wednesday, for CS2 to release. Today's video, we're going to go over the most recent shadow updates, official ones from Valve, alongside asking, but also answering some very important questions. Now, today's video sponsor is SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a buying and trading marketplace for your CS items. It makes a safe and easy way to trade out your inventory for something new. By using my code MANDO, you can get a deposit bonus of 35% alongside a free $5 in your first trade, with a max bonus if you spend $100 or more. With a large variety of skins, deposit options, alongside daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways, they're doing a great job rivaling other competition. If interested, it'll be at the top of the link in the description below. So this all started from a tweet a little over a week ago. Valve tweeted, "What are you doing next Wednesday?" This sparked a huge debate and some arguments in the community, whether this was hinting towards CS2 releasing, some new additions getting added to CS2, like game modes, maps, etc., possibly an open beta, brand new case, or it could be all of it. In the past couple of videos, I did touch on this, but didn't go too in depth since we didn't really have that much information. That was until yesterday. Obviously, it started out with that tweet, "What are you doing next Wednesday?" Then Valve tweeted again, that being just Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And this was essentially a thread for CS history, that being in CSGO. It had hundreds of replies, and Valve pretty much retweeted every single one of them from a CSGO memory. This is from tournaments, the skin scene, the pros, certain updates. It was pretty awesome, and it's something we were all gonna be able to look back on. And then just a few minutes ago, as of me recording this video, probably a couple hours from you watching, CSGO updated their banner. And yes, in the past, these things have been a tease, but this time I don't really think they're playing around. Dawn of the final day is what it says, meaning CS2 is probably going to release tomorrow, or possibly later tonight, who really knows. There is some evidence that it could release tonight, but also there's some that it's playing in tomorrow. Why it could release today, that being on Tuesday? One, it's the Tuesday weekly maintenance update, but also to counter argue that, Valve sometimes adds 4 or 5 updates at a time throughout the week before they officially update it where we click that button. And Tuesday would be one of the best days to do so. If I had to imagine, if CS2 does fully release, or it's some sort of open beta where everyone can play, Steam is probably going to have some sort of issue one way or another, because so many people are going to try and get on the game at once. With everything being down, I don't know if Tuesday would be the play. Yesterday as well, Twitch also updated their games category for CSGO, where it was actually removed and now it's just Counter-Strike. And YouTube also has this feature. When you upload a video, you can select what game you have, and for now it still has CSGO as well, but it's not as updated as Twitch, since you're live streaming it and you can't really live stream that kind of game, especially if it's deleted. Aquarius, another data miner in the community, also put out a tweet yesterday, or 20 hours ago now. A new branch was added titled CSGO Demo Viewer. This allows players in CS2 to watch Source 1 demos, that being from Global Offensive inside Source 2, meaning we're probably going to be able to watch all the old major matches, some of your matches possibly that carry over to CS2, but who really knows. And that was one of those shadow updates that didn't get officially rolled out and will probably be stacked with a few others before the CS2 comes out tonight or tomorrow. Now, the majority of players and people watching this video have questions, and I'm here to answer them to the best of my ability. The first one being, is this actually CS2? Now, from what data miners are saying, myself, many people on Twitter that predict updates, predict things coming out from CS, I'd say it's a 99% certainty that it's going to come out within the next 24 to 48 hours. It's never pointed this heavily to it actually fully coming out. Now, something to counter argue that, which many of you probably will, and that is the game actually ready? Which this was going to be a whole video itself, but here we go. Answer: if Counter-Strike 2 is ready to fully release right now, probably not. It's in the mid category. It's not fully ready. It's also not where we were 6 months ago. My answer to this is we have to start somewhere and make some progress, instead of just hanging around in some sort of limited test like we have been this past few months. Yes, we've added more players, which has been great. We've added more maps, which has definitely fixed a lot of bugs and glitches, but we're only going to have more, especially if we just keep playing the way how it is. Also, many people on Twitter in my comment section are getting very bored and saying the game's somewhat stale the way it is as well. No new maps as of recently, no new game modes. If they were to do the same process they did with all the other maps, this game wouldn't be coming out for the next few months. And as well as if you look at all Valve's trailers for Counter-Strike 2, they all say summer of 2023, but we always know they don't meet their deadlines, so we're giving them some leeway here, and that would fall into today or tomorrow. So I guess to finalize an answer for that question, if the game is ready, it's a mix between yes and no, but I'm gonna say yes, at least the way they've done things this past little while. For questions about an anti-cheat, if VAC Live actually works, connection issues with the tick rate, lag to the server, a lot of people are saying it's gonna get fixed over time, especially with the movement and, well, your connection to the server server. And as it goes for VAC Live, a lot of data miners have suggested Valve has somewhat toned it down for the limited test to see what cheaters are doing so they can somehow counter that when the game fully launches, because that's not going to be a fun time for anybody. And our second to last question up is probably one of the most popular ones, especially for some new CS players, just in Counter-Strike in general. Maybe they came in Global Offensive the past 2 to 5 years. And that is, why doesn't CSGO just stay? Why does it have to be deleted? So it doesn't, but this is just the way I think Valve is going about it. You see, going from 1.6 to Source in any Counter-Strike game in the past, it's always been very weird. There's always going to be that group of people that doesn't like the new game, so they just go to the older one. And that's what's happened in previous years. All the professional players at the time made just the big switch to CSGO, which was a pretty big gamble because they weren't sure if viewership was going to be there, if the game was going to be as good. Luckily, they stayed, made the game pretty popular, and it got pretty polished over the last 10 years. And the same is going to happen with CS2, but this time around, there's 10 times more viewership, a lot more money, and I believe Valve will do a lot more in a very short period of time. Essentially, Valve doesn't want the player base split, and I kind of agree and completely see where they're coming from. Now, for those who don't know or haven't played CS2's limited test, CS2 is pretty much CSGO, just with better graphics, a few different things here and there. Your skins are the same, the skins market's going to be the same, and from what some people are somewhat suggesting, Paris capsules possibly could still be there as well, but who really knows? That could be one of the very few things that do get removed that kind of need it. And our last question, and I guess you could say somewhat statement, is about skins, some new content, monetization, that being a case or an operation for Valve and the community, that being money for Gaben and us content. At this point, it's really weird. We're really not sure what's going to happen here. This is the longest drought of content, especially monetization-wise, we've had possibly ever in CSGO. And obviously, being a very good reason, at least this time we know, when before we didn't, that's for Counter-Strike 2. We're probably going to see some sort of case within CS2, the first one anyway, within the next month or so of it being released. An operation, I believe, is probably a little unlikely, at least for the next 6 months. That's just a big guess. Yes, we have leaks for it. Until we get some more, especially that new things are getting added to the game and not just recycled content from the past, I can't full-heartedly agree with that. I think we also have to look at things where Valve, the developer team, yes, they have a lot of money, but this is something we can't control where they're kind of stretched thin at this moment in time. They have a pretty small developer team to work on CS2. They're working on the game, just polishing, getting things fixed up for the game to release so people can actually play it. They also have a bunch of maps that are in Wingman, the reserve map pool, and even Danger Zone to also add. So it could be quite some time, but Gaben always pulls something out last second. For today's video, I want to end on this. I'm very excited, but also a little nervous going into CS2. I've personally waited for this since the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, when Source 2 rumors started flying around. The fact that we're finally here, it's pretty cool, I guess is the word to say. Leave a comment down below what your first CSGO memory was. Love to know. I'm also making a CSGO tribute video probably later this week at some point. Now, if CS2 isn't releasing and this is just some sort of new case or danger zone, let's just say, getting added to CS2, Valve's marketing department needs a complete overhaul. I'll catch you guys over there in CS2. Stay positively sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.